Yeah.
Yeah, Mukesh, go ahead.
Yeah, so good morning and good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining this live webinar once again. So this is our second webinar. So I hope you have attended our first webinar. If not, then you can check out the recording on Naveen's channel. So we'll start with second webinar. In this webinar, we are again going to talk about two different things. So the first part will be on the TagUI. It's a new automation tool, which is basically going to focus on desktop automation and web automation as well. And the good part about it, it's completely free and open source. And second part will be taken by Naveen, and he will be giving you a very good demo about the actual CI/CD pipeline. Okay, so how actually it works and a few examples in the demo of the CI/CD. So let me start with a high-level agenda for today. So we'll talk about what exactly is TagUI, how we can go ahead and download and install TagUI for Windows, Mac, and Linux. So right now, this webinar will be focusing only on the Windows, but the procedure will remain same whether you go on Mac or Linux. And then we will be writing our first TagUI script that will be automating the browser part. But once you're getting familiar with TagUI, then I will also show you one small example how you can automate the desktop application with the help of TagUI. So let me show you the official links first of all. So now if you talk about TagUI, just search about TagUI on the Google, and it's actually, I will say, not new, but yes, you will see they are making a couple of enhancement in recent times. So what exactly is TagUI? It's a command line tool for digital process automation. Okay. Now the question comes, why we are calling this as a RPA tool? Because here we will be automating the complete process. Okay, we will not focus only on the browser, but with the help of TagUI, you can automate the complete end-to-end process. And good thing about this tool is you don't need coding skills. Here you just need to write a common language, okay, like click, type, and you can easily automate the complete process. So the latest version that we are going to use is TagUI 6.0.0. So recently they have updated this version. So if you're going to use the older versions, you will get for 5.11, and you can see they're constantly updating this document and the libraries. So you will see this is getting updated last 7 days and 20 days. So it's an active repository. Many new features are coming up. Again, I started exploring and I'm still in the exploration phase, but I have automated a couple of scenarios. So I thought I will be explaining the same in the webinar. So let's talk about downloading part. It's very easy to download. You just need to click on this download TagUI 6.0.0. You will get a small zip file that you have to extract. Okay, and that you have to extract in a C drive. The moment you click on this TagUI 6.0.0, you can see a small zip file is getting downloaded. I already have in my system, so I will stop this downloading part. So I have extracted this zip file in C drive. So once you extract this zip file, you will get this folder called TagUI, and here you will find the complete TagUI sample codes and the complete library which they have. So not like a normal exe, just extract the zip file and you're good to go. Now you also have to set a small path variable so that you can use this TagUI from any directory. Okay, so make sure you have Java in your system in case if you don't have download Java, and the most compatible Java version is 8 for TagUI. And you just need to run these two commands. So actually you just need one command. Second command is just to launch their examples. So when you launch this, when you trigger this particular command, it is going to set a path variable. Okay, and it is going to tell that our source is located under C drive, TagUI folder, and SRC folder. Okay, so basically we have to set the path till this directory so that we can execute any TagUI script from any particular directory. So this is the main file which we have to set. Okay, now you must be wondering why we are talking about TagUI. Now let me start the first example, then you will get to know how easy it is to automate the process using TagUI. Now if you have worked with any other RPA tools like UiPath, Automation Everywhere, Blueprint, then we have to design a complex flow first of all, right? And then we can start with our process automation. But this is not the case with TagUI. You just need a small editor, which is by default in every OS, and you can start writing. Okay, so let me show you, let me start the visual code and let me write my first TagUI script and let me show you how you can execute this. So now before we move ahead, let me show you the documentation part as well. So when you go back to their official Git repository, you can see this is how you have to write the script in TagUI. You just need to write click, type, declick, rclick. So I will show the different commands they have, and you just need to give what locator, like which locator you want to use. Okay, I will show you this part. And if you see, come down further, this is the official documentation. These are the couple of commands they have given, which they have upgraded in 6.0.0, but the complete documentation list you will find here. So let me open this as well. Yeah. So here they have explained why this TagUI is needed, what is the goal of using this, and this is how the sample TagUI script will look like. Okay, and they have given multiple options how you can continue with different options. So let me show you one by one, and then we'll talk about the other stuff as well. So first thing, you need a notepad. I'm using Visual Studio. Okay, so I will create a new file, and you can see we just need to write. In case if you want to automate the web application, you just need to start with which application you want to automate. So in our case, if I take the CRM application which we use, so if I take this Orange HRM and simply I will mention this, that's all. And let me save this file. Okay, so I will just save this file and I will save this in this particular directory. I already have a directory called webinar demo. In this, I will just give webinar1.tag. Okay. So when you come back to this folder, which we have already, okay, you can see this is the file that we have created. Now let me run this TagUI script. It is just, we are going to launch a browser. So I will start a command prompt and I will just type TagUI first of all, just to check my TagUI is configured in my system or not. The moment I hit enter, you can see it is asking me, give me the following option and the syntax to run. So basically TagUI is the main command that you have to use, followed by the flow which you want to automate or which you have already automated. So in my case, I have written webinar 1. So first of all, if I'm in the same directory, I can use it. Otherwise, I can just type TagUI and I will drag and drop this TagUI script and hit enter. And you can see the browser started. This is what we have mentioned right now in our TagUI and it started with the same URL. So it says finished, automation finished, 4.4 seconds. It means everything is configured properly. Now let's talk about the commands that they have provided. So the first command is type. Okay, so type, click, these are the two frequently used command that we use for whether it's a web UI automation or mobile automation, or if you talk about desktop automation as well. Then you need to mention on which particular element. Okay, now here comes the magic part. You can provide any locator to TagUI and TagUI will automatically detect whether it's an ID, whether it's a name, class name, link, XPath CSS, and it will find that particular element. For example, if I want to type here, I will inspect. So as you can see, I have a name, I have ID. So when you go with traditional automation, we just need to mention that go to this web element whose ID is equal to this and do this operation. But here you can take either ID or name. You don't need to mention, you just mention the value. So in our case, I will say type, this is the locator, and as is a keyword that we have to use, followed by the value that you want to enter. So in my case, I want to enter admin. Same thing again, I need to enter the password. So if you see the password also have type equal to password. Let me take name this time as admin123. Okay, so now this will do the type operation. Now what about the click? Click is again very straightforward, guys. You don't need to, mention the second argument. You just type click and where you want to click. Now as you see, we have ID, we have name. These two things we already have seen, right? Now let me try a XPath here. So if I write a XPath that find the input string where value equal to login. So this is getting highlighted. This is my XPath. So I will just mention here click and I will provide the XPath. One small thing that you have to pay attention here, that when you work with TagUI and if you're using single quote in your XPath, you have to make it double quotes. Otherwise you will start getting some syntax error. So we'll try to avoid that. So once it will click on this login button, it should navigate to the login page, and let's do a quick logout as well. The main reason to show you the logout part here is the link text. Can you see this is the link text that we have? So if I want to click on the link, again I will say click and the link text, that's all. If I have to click on, let's say, logout, this is also a link text. If you can see, it's an anchor link and this is a text value. So right click and log out. Okay, save this file. If you want to close, otherwise you can again go ahead and run this. Okay, so right now it again started. It will launch that URL. Okay, you can see it is entering username, password. It will click on login. It took the XPath as well. It clicked on admin and the logout. Okay, so it is taking the native events and it is doing exactly how it's supposed to perform. Now, if you talk about the default timeout, okay, because right now if you see that if element are not coming immediately, then will it wait or not? So yes, by default, if you go with the documentation part, guys, you will get to know that by default timeout is 10 seconds. And if you want to override, you can override this as well. Okay, now let me show you a very interesting diagram which will give you clear picture about TagUI. So you can see this particular diagram. Let me open this image in a new tab. Okay, so basically this TagUI has integrated the SQLi. So guys, SQLi, I'm sure if you have been working into automation, you must have used for basic activity on the desktop automation. So this TagUI actually have all the features of SQLi. It integrated with SQLi. It has Casper.js, Phantom.js for headless execution. It also has similar JS for Firefox, and by default it supports Chrome. Okay, so right now there are 2 officially browsers supported by TagUI. Few are coming, and so let's see what features they're adding. So this diagram is still from 5.11. They made a couple of changes from 6.0. So once we'll get the official documentation, they will update it. Apart from this, they also have Chrome extension. If you are only willing to automate the Chrome browser, then you can also take the advantage of Chrome extension. Okay, so when it comes to the command part, so let me show you the commands which they have so that you can use. So you can see these are the basic commands. So here actually they are calling as a step. So each and everything is nothing but a step, right? Test step, which we generally do in manual test. So you just need to say click. R click means right click, D click, double click, mouse over. This is for drop down. So there are a couple of commands. You can also read the PDF files. You can also send email from your Outlook. So when it comes to desktop automation, yes, I will show you how you can do it. And it's a very big library, which is highly impossible to cover in 30 minutes of webinar. So I will recommend you to go through the complete documentation. Okay, there are so many examples which they are already given when you start downloading this. You will see a couple of samples they have given. You can run all these samples and they have given almost 8 different examples. Now another selling point of TagUI is right now we are writing these steps in English, right? But right now they have support almost 20 plus languages. So let's say if you want to write these steps for Chinese, Japanese, or any other language, it supports 20 languages. Okay, so how easy it is to write a normal script when it comes to the browser. Now let me show you a Flash application. So everybody uses YouTube, right? So if you want to automate YouTube as well, so YouTube is nothing but a Flash application, right? So for that, I already created an example. So I can quickly show you 2 examples. So if you talk about this YouTube, let me open in a Visual Code. Okay, so as usual, we are starting YouTube. We are just typing some keyword. So this is the locator, which is, it can be ID, name, XPath, CSS. Here, I guess it is name. Then this is click. So here I have given the XPath. Now here comes the another part. Now, whenever you're not able to find locator of that particular element, you can give the images as well, because it works, or I will say it is on top of Seculi. So Seculi works in images. So these images I already captured. Let me show you these images. So these images in my webinar demo folder, and you can see stop, minimize, and full screen. So this is a stop. So first of all, the moment I start YouTube, it is going to stop any YouTube video. Then it will do the full screen. Okay, and finally it is going to minimize it. So the main purpose of showing this demo is just in case if you don't want to go with browser automation, in case you're working with desktop automation or Flash application, mainframe, Citrix application, it is going to work just like how we identify or how we see the screen, right? So same Seculi principle, optical character recognition, it will find that image on that screen. If it is able to locate, you can perform any operation. So we are just going to make 3-click operation on these 3 images. So let me run this. Let me clear the previous commands. Again, I will set tag UI, and let me just run this demo. If I write everything from scratch, it will take more than 30 minutes. And again, I have one more example. So I have already created, I will be sharing these script with you. You can just give a try in your system. So just drag and drop, or you can navigate to the directory and run this tag your script, and you will see it started. So again, the page, the default thing, page load timeout, they already have. Okay, so until unless your page is not getting fully loaded, it will not execute. So it is typing UiPath tutorial by Mukesh. It is going to click on the first playlist which is coming, and now you will notice now the Seculi part will start. So Seculi is clicking on stop, then full screen, and once it is done, it is minimizing. And once it is done, it is going to close it. So this is the combination of web browser with Flash, but it can be any other combination, depends on your scenario which you want to automate. Okay, so that was the second example. Now if you come back to the official documentation, now if you come back here, you will see first click that we write that in case if you have locators, go ahead with the locators. In case if you don't have locators, you can go with the screenshots that we did right now. You can provide the screenshots and it will go ahead and click on that particular screenshot. Third option which they have is like you can also give the X and Y coordinate. Generally, I don't recommend X and Y coordinate because it will keep on changing, depends on the different screen, different machines, different resolutions. So third options is the worst case. In case if these 2 options are not working, you can go ahead with the third option. But I guess the second option and the first option will cover almost every other scenario, right? Now let me also show you a very interesting example how you can automate Eclipse, right? So what we generally do, if you talk about like you go ahead and create a new project, right? And then you will create a project, give the user group ID, artifact ID, you will click on finish and you will start writing the code. So if I have to automate the scenario, okay, just understand the process. You can take any scenario of your choice. So for this also, it's a very plain script. So if you open this again in a notepad or visual code, it just click, declick, type and right click, that's all. So click means normal click, declick means double click. If you come back here, it's right click. And you can see I have not given any wait here. It is going to take default wait of 10 seconds and it is going to find these images on the screen and it will continue. So mostly it is click only two places you will find type. So this is also same type, give the screen or sorry image name as is a keyword and what you want to type. So this also let me simply run it. So again I will say tag UI and I will simply drag drop these tag UI script. Okay, and let me switch back to Eclipse. So it will take some time. Whenever you work with desktop application, it takes almost 5 to 10 seconds and then it will continue. So I will show you these images. So let's see how it works. So in case it is failing, we'll get to know through the console and then we will make the changes. So it clicked here, clicked on Maven project, clicked on next. So this is happening through sequely and here it will continue writing Maven, click on finish. And once your project is appeared on the left hand side, it is going to right click on delete and continue. So once it is done, you will see all the steps. Okay, and this is the final automation finish. 47 seconds it took to complete one scenario where it will take a Maven project and it will create that. Okay, so you can see how easy it is to write a script in TagUI, and the good part is it works on Linux and Macs. So if you talk about other RPA tools, right, that doesn't work on different platforms. Still, it is, or I will not say at the very early stage, it is getting mature day by day, month by month. So you can start exploring. Even I'm exploring this from my side. I tried a couple of scenarios, it worked fine for me. So I thought, let me add this in the demo. So that's what I have. Another very important part. Okay, if I go back here. Let me just, yeah, this part. So you can also create a batch file. Okay, so anybody who wants to use this, they can double click and they can continue. So you can also deploy this. So whatever tag UI script you have, you can deploy this. It will create a batch file. This batch file, you can run it either through command prompt or you can double click and it will continue. Okay, so for example, let's take the script that we created, this webinar one. So if I open CMD once again, I will write tag UI, just drag and drop this one, and you just need to add a small option called -d or -deploy. So let me add -d. So it says deployment script and it generated that exe file for you. So if you go back to that folder, you will find this webinar one. So now no need to open command prompt and you need to type this, just double click on this batch file and it will continue a scenario. Okay, so this is very tiny part of tag UI. I want you to explore this tool. You can inject the complete, JavaScript here. So I can see a couple of questions are coming related to how to call a function, how to execute the different scripts. So in the background, it is generating the JavaScript. Okay, so if you know the JavaScript, you can play with it and you can write all these conditional statement. Okay, let me show you the documentation. Wait. So if you just type code, okay, so you can see TagUI scripts are already natural language like syntax to it will convert into JavaScript code. And now if you talk about, they also have their own editor. So I don't have enough time, otherwise I could have shown you the editor part as well. And if you come back here, okay, so these are the modules which they have. You can create subscript, you can call the different script from the different you know packages. There's so many options that you can do. You can also create a data table, like if you're working with CSV files, database files, or any other kind of tabular format, you can extract the data and you can use it. So if you want to directly start, I want you to explore these 7 different samples they have given. Very basic one, and it is very good point to start. Okay, so I will provide all these links in the description once we upload this video on YouTube. In case if you have any other questions, or if you need any other information, maybe we can connect after the webinar offline as well. Okay.
Mukesh, can you talk about the reporting part also?
Yes. So guys, if you see the reporting part, right now they have reporting only in form of the CSV file. So that is the next enhancement that they have projected, that reporting part they will be implementing soon. As of now, the logs which you can see on the screen, apart from that, you can also run them in the live mode. Okay, so if you go back, okay, let's see the live mode. Yeah. So if you want to see the step-by-step logs, you can also run the TagUI script in the live mode. So for each and every command, it will show you how it is making the response, like how we have in Selenium, right? So right now, when it comes to reporting, as of now, only at the command line you can see the live logs. Plus, you can CSV file. HTML reporting right now they don't have, but they have given an option that in case if you want to generate the report, you can capture the log from CSV and you can fed into your own HTML file or any other file. So that is what one limitation I will say as of now. Another limitation which I want to mention here is not actually the limitation of TagUI, it's a limitation of SQL. In case your screen is logged, so okay, so it will not be able to do the interaction. So that is the only limitation we have right now. It only works when a screen is active and it is visible. If your screen is in a locked mode, or if you're running on a VM, it will fail. So if you want to run on a VM, you need a dedicated monitor, okay, where it will be up and running 24/7. Then you can run on the VM as well. Yes, true, Subodh. All tools have some limitations. If you don't want any limitation, then we have some paid tools. So that's what they support. Yeah. So that's all from my side, Naveen. You can take the presentation and you can continue.
Okay, thank you so much, Mukesh. That's a great presentation. So TagUI, Mukesh was exploring, and he actually showed me, and we decided, okay, let's go with TagUI, so that because a lot of people were asking about, with respect to desktop application, or do we have any automation tool for that, like app driver or WinApp driver? So those are not very much successful, but yeah, maybe we can use something like this. And a good thing is that we can convert that into .exe and we can execute directly from Java code, and let's see, file upload, or instead of using the robot framework, robot classes and all those things, we can use something like this. Good, thank you, Mukesh. So guys,
Yeah, thanks, Naveen.
can you see my screen now?
Yes, Naveen, we can see.
Okay, thank you. So guys, the second part is about the not complete CI/CD exactly, but yeah, the continuous integration and continuous delivery with respect to Jenkins. How can we create the different pipelines? And there is a new concept. I don't know you guys have heard about it, the blue ocean Jenkins pipeline. So typical Jenkins pipeline you guys have seen. So initially, like 5-6 years back, we used to create simple normal Jenkins jobs. Then we started with Jenkins pipeline. Now there is a new modern Jenkins pipeline concept is called Blue Ocean. So I'm not sure about that. You are aware about it or not? So a lot of companies, in fact, all the companies they are using this Blue Ocean concept, and so this is the first thing, that what is the purpose of pipeline? First of all, the purpose of pipeline is very important these days for the complete build and deployment. See, we all know that, okay, first number of developers they are working. Let's see, either it could be the QA automation engineers, or it could be any backend developers or UI developers. So they all are maintaining this source code repository, whatever it's Bitbucket or Git repo or SVN or whatever. And then we have to deploy, and we have to build our files. We have to create a war file and or jar file. We have to deploy on Tomcat or maybe some other web server or something like this. In between, we have to compile the code. We have to execute our UIT test cases, or sorry, unit test cases, or SITs, or integration test cases. Then we have to do some sonar cube analysis, code review process. So it's a complete pipeline that we have to create, and we have to create a complete package. And once the Tomcat or your application server is up and running, in that case, after that, we have to execute our functional test cases or user acceptance test cases, and then everything goes fine. Then we have to move it to production. So some people say that, okay, we are using 100% CI/CD or 50% CI/CD or 90% CI/CD. So it depends on your team. It depends what kind of DevOps activity that you are using, and how exactly smart framework and smart development process or a DevOps process you are using. So sometimes you will see that, okay, 100% CI/CD is quite okay, not recommended, because you never know that the moment you click on the button, automatically the entire code will be executed and then deploy, and then UTs and SITs, your functional test cases, sonar cube analysis, and everything is perfectly fine, and then automatically it will deploy to the production environment. So, but this is a very rare case where um, where people are, in terms of development, are very strong, and then your test cases are absolutely working fine. There is no bug in your application. So generally, most of the people, what they do that, okay, till here they do automation, and after that manually they deploy to the production. Or this is the last diagram is the 100% CI/CD part, where just the moment you click on the button in Jenkins, automatically it will deploy on production. Now, the first part is that, okay, some company they just trigger the build, they deploy it on the server, let's see on QA server or a staging environment or something, and then you will do manually, you will trigger your automation jobs and everything, and then you will deploy on production. So it depends, different use cases, company to company, team to team. If you are in a very new team, in that case, obviously you will slowly you will improve, okay, your CI/CD pipelines and all those things, right? So have you ever heard about Blue Ocean? If you heard about it and if you are using it, you must be knowing about it. Okay, well, how exactly it is, how powerful it is. So it looks like this. Can you see that? So I have different diagrams. You can see this is a typical Jenkins pipeline with respect to Blue Ocean. The Blue Ocean means its background is blue color, and they have given a different name. Instead of Jenkins pipeline, they say Jenkins Blue Ocean pipeline. So you can see that, okay, my test cases are running fine like this. It's a complete pipeline is running. Some steps are running in parallel mode. You can see that, okay, on QA environment, my Chrome and Firefox builds are running, okay, in parallel mode. Someone is in a sequential mode, like this. So let's see, this is the thing. You see that first it will build, then it will execute your unit test cases, which are written by the development team. Then it will deploy, and the moment the deployment is done, then your functional test cases will be executed, and then it will end. Similarly, that if you see that, okay, let's see a typical get checkout process, then smoke test cases will be executed, then your API backend test cases will be executed, then your UI test cases will be executed on the different browsers over here. Then will result publish the report like extend report or LR report or whatever, and then it will end like this. The last one is that, let's see, in most of the companies they do the code review analysis and code coverage analysis also. What is the static analysis, how many code smells that you have, what is the unit test coverage, and all those things that you have. So it's a typical pipeline for that purpose also, that first you build it, sonar cube test and unit test, and then again do the deployment on, let's see, on QA environment or any specific environment. And then parallelly you execute your functional test cases also, which maybe it could be backend test cases or UI test cases or Selenium test cases or your rest assured test cases, whatever the test cases that you have written, and then end it. So these are the different concepts of pipeline. You can create n number of guys. It's totally depends on your requirement, how exactly you want to create your pipeline. And these pipelines creation are so flexible that you can customize it accordingly, you can configure it accordingly, and there are so many plugins, supported plugins are available with respect to Jenkins, and it's quite famous because Jenkins, you know that okay, most of the companies they are using Jenkins for their build and deployment and CI/CD process. So a couple of examples I'll show you that okay, I'll give you practical example that okay, how can you do that? So I'm pretty much sure that okay, you must be knowing about how to install Jenkins through WAR file or through MSI file or through Docker containers or whatever. So I'm not going to cover with respect to Docker container because it will take time with respect to the it's just a demo. So what you can do that this is my Jenkins which is up and running over here. You can okay, I'll show you over here. This is my Jenkins which is up and running locally on my 8080 port. What do you need to do that? You need to go to your manage Jenkins and you need to download a plugin over here. So just go to manage plugins. And this plugin I've already installed actually. So go to the install section and just search for Blue Ocean. Okay. So when you search for Blue Ocean, you will see that okay, this checkbox is already selected. It means it's already installed okay on my Jenkins. So this is the Blue Ocean plugin. You have to install it. That's it. And you will find this particular Blue Ocean plugin over here under availables. Okay, under available tab. Search it and then select it and then install this particular Blue Ocean plugin in your Eclipse, and that's it. After that, you need to select a project. Okay, so I'm going to give you two projects. I'm going to show you two projects. One is the Selenium based project, and another one is that okay, we have some backend Spring Boot application also. A typical backend developer they're working on it, and then how exactly they will create the CI/CD pipeline out of it. So first, I'll show you. Let's see the Spring Boot application where you can see that okay, this is a Spring Boot application. It's written in Spring Boot. Spring Boot is a framework for the backend API development point of view. So this, I'm not going to show you the code and everything. So this is a typical Maven project. You can see that okay, we have SRC, we have pom.xml file, and different folders are available over there. You go to SRC, and then we have some test cases also written under it. Okay, under Java. You come over here under demo, and a typical very simple test is written with respect to either testng or JUnit. So I'm simple printing something over here. Okay, so this is a typical Spring Boot application. Something is written. So I want to create a deployment pipeline. So first, what I wanted, okay, I check in the code over here, and after that, I want to build it. I want to execute my unit test cases. After that, I want to deploy, and after that, I want to execute my functional test cases. So how to do that? So what you need to do that first you come over here on your Jenkins, go to Jenkins, and what you need to do, you simply go to open Blue Ocean. So the moment you download the plugin, right, that plugin, open Blue Ocean, you have to click on it. The moment you click on it, guys, the look and feel, it looks like this. Okay, the look and feel like this. So here you can see that again number of pipelines that I have already created over here. What you just need to do that you just need to go to new pipeline. Okay, so whatever the code repository, the source code that you are using, maybe GitHub or Bitbucket, and so these two major repositories I have already installed. But in your case, if you really want to use SVN, you have to download a separate plugin for that. That you can search for it later. But let's see, I'm using Git. So simply click on Git, and you just need to select it. Okay, hey, which repository URL, right? So let's see, this is the repository URL. You just copy this particular repository URL. Make sure that okay, your code is absolutely checked in into your okay either master branch or whatever the branch, but into your repository. So if you don't have any Git account, then you cannot okay work like this. So you have to create a Git repo, check in your code, push your code, and then start creating a pipeline over here like that. So copy paste your repository URL, and then you click on okay create pipeline. So it will automatically take that okay my username and the password for this. In your case, if it is not showing, then you have to enter your username password for your Git repo so that it can connect to the Git repo, and then it will make the connection with the repository. And after that, click on create pipeline. So let's say I'm going to create a pipeline. I'm giving some name, some a pipeline name that okay. Let's see, this is my Spring Boot demo. Okay, Spring Boot demo one, something like this. Okay, or Spring Boot app demo one. I'm giving it, and simple click on save. Okay, it's saying it's already available. So okay, fine. It's creating the pipeline. And sometime what happens is, okay, it's creating the pipeline. So you just refresh it and go to Jenkins. And here you can see that, okay, Spring Boot app demo 1 pipeline got created over here. And then you simply click on it. And it's saying that, okay, create pipeline. So simply click on create pipeline. The moment you click on create pipeline, a simple a dot start and 1 plus icon will be visible over here, right? Here you can add number of steps over here. Let's see, you just click on one step over here and you give a step name. So let's say I want to first, what is the first step? Always we do whenever we are getting a build, right? All the developers, they will merge the code and then they will push the Git repo and then we have to build it. So how will you build? Let's see, a typical Maven clean install, something like this, we will do it. So let's say I'm writing simple build over here and then I want to write a step over here. So with this particular build, what kind of a step you want to write? So there are multiple steps are available. So let's say I want to execute a simple shell script over here. I want to print some message over here. So echo command we use in shell to print something on the console. So let's say I'm simple printing build. Okay, echo build. So that's it. So what will happen? A build step will be created. Then again, I want to create one more. So click on plus and then click on add step, click on shell script. And let's see, I want that, okay, execute my unit test cases, UTs. Okay. Okay. So this is my second step. I want to give some name, but okay, unit test cases. Then you click on one more third and then you simple say that, okay, hey, deploy. So with deploy, what do you want? Again, I want to deploy, let's see, deploy the build. Perfect. And then you simple say that, okay, hey, save it. So the moment you save, it says that, okay, what kind of change? So I simple say that, okay, simple pipeline created. Okay. Simple pipeline got created and then commit to the master branch. So from here directly, you can commit to the master branch. Now, what is the purpose of commit to master branch? I'll tell you. Simple click on save and run. So the moment you click on save and run, it will do, first of all, in the background, it will create the pipeline. And then you simply go to your repo. See, right now you don't see any Jenkins file over here. And you simply refresh it. Automatically, it will create one important Jenkins file. J capital, remember, J is not small and there is no extension for this. It's not like .java or .src or .txt, nothing. Simple Jenkins file will be created. No JSON, no XML, nothing. Okay, this is the main crux of the pipeline, the main heart of the pipeline. The entire configuration has to be done from Jenkins file. You click on it and you will see that, okay, it will create multiple stages over here. So this is called what? What kind of language it is? This is not Java. This is called Jenkins pipeline syntax. This is not Java syntax or JSON syntax or XML. This is called what? This is called pipeline, Jenkins pipeline syntax. So how exactly you have to read the syntax? The syntax is very simple. It's a combination of Groovy and the shell scripting. So simple, what I have done, pipeline is the first tag and it says that, okay, what kind of, what are the different stages are there? So under this particular stages, we have 3 stages that we have created. So every pipeline component will be treated as a stage over here. So this is the first stage, that is build. Second stage, that is UTs. And the third stage is deploy. It will be created over here. So automatically, the moment you create the build, the pipeline over there, automatically it will create a Jenkins file. And then you can customize this particular Jenkins file according to your requirement. Right now, I'll go back to my Jenkins and simple refresh this particular page. And you see that, okay, this pipeline got created and simple save it. Okay, we have already saved. Simple cancel it. And we will go to this demo one and you simple see that, okay, let's execute it again. So simple click on refresh and open it and you will see that, okay, it got started. Okay, so my Jenkins started this particular pipeline. So you can see that, okay, it got started and all the steps are absolutely working fine. It's a very small pipeline. It's simply saying that, okay, a build is getting printed. Echo means printing something on the console, just like we have system.out.println. In shell script, we say echo. Same thing for UTs. It's printing something like this, UTs. And same thing for deployment and deploy. If something is getting failed, it will mark with the red cross over here. So this is the first concept of the Jenkins pipeline in Blue Ocean. Now let's see some practical examples. So what I'm going to do that some practical examples, I have already created some pipelines over here because to explain each and everything in pipeline it will take a lot of time. It will take easily 2 to 3 hours to explain everything. So what I have done that I have created some sample. One second, let me show you some sample pipelines that I've already created. These are the different pipelines. So let's see, first pipeline I want to create, okay, this. So I just copy this. So I can send you all these templates. You just go there and then go to your Jenkins file, click on edit, or from your Eclipse also, okay, you can take the latest pull and then you can edit there as well. And then again, you can push the code into a repository. So I'm not using Eclipse right now. I'm just going to replace this entire thing and paste it over here. Okay. Now you see what I have done that, okay, first, this is a Spring Boot application. First, you do a Maven install. First, you build it. When you build it, then please execute the Sonar Cube. So Sonar Cube is already running on my system through Docker container. So you can see that, okay, this is my Sonar Cube. It's already running. Okay, this is my Sonar Cube. I already installed Sonar Cube through Docker container. If you don't know Sonar Cube, it's okay. You can ignore this particular step. After that, what I have done that, okay, please execute my unit level test cases. So whatever you have written under src test Java, all the unit level test cases Maven test will be executed. And then you deploy. So how will you deploy a Spring Boot application? So you just need to execute Maven Spring Boot run. So your Tomcat will be started on a particular port number and then, okay, and it will deploy. Then what I want to execute my functional test cases. So as basic script I have written, I'll show you what you mean by this script. And then after that, I want to integrate my Slack also. Okay, so let's say once your deployment is done, I want to send a notification to Slack that, okay, hey, your build and deployment process is completed. Your build and deployment is successfully done. Which channel? In general channel or whatever the channel name that you are using in your Slack. Okay, and that's it. And then you simple commit this particular code. So commit the changes. See, this is something very interesting and very important these days. Everyone, people are asking about DevOps and all those things. This is most important thing with respect to DevOps for an automation engineer. So once this is done, now it's a new pipeline I have created, a new pipeline syntax I have created with multiple stages over here. Now what I'm going to do that, you simply go to your, okay, over here and simple, first of all, stop this and go to this particular pipeline. And from here, you simply go to this particular, okay, so you can switch. So this is the classic view and this is a blue ocean view, right? So if you really want to see the equivalent classic view, you simply click on this particular arrow icon. It will show you that, okay, this is the Spring Boot application one that you have created. Now you go to click on master and build it now once again. Guys, please be on mute. And the moment you build now, you simply click on this and or open this particular build in blue ocean. So I'll open it in blue ocean. Now you can see, you can in blue ocean, the build is getting executed. You click on this and then you can see that, okay, see exactly whatever the pipeline thing that we have created, the same thing, okay, in the form of pipeline jobs getting created over here. So first it will build. Now you can see that, okay, Sonar Cube test is happening. So let's refresh it. You can see that, okay, Sonar Cube test is still running. You can see that, okay, this is the Maven Sonar Cube getting executed over here. And this is the unit test is running. Okay, you can see that this is the unit test cases. Whatever test that I have written over there, the same test will be executed over here. And yeah, and I'll show you after this example, I'll show you that, okay, how can you use for your Selenium or backend automation also. So I'll give you one example with respect to Selenium also. And we will actually launch the real browsers over there. So first, this is very important to know, understand, guys, because now you have to closely work with the DevOps and the development team. And your dev team is saying that, okay, hey, can you trigger the build? Can you create a pipeline? In that case, you must be knowing about it, okay, how to create all these builds. You should understand first of all. And most of the people, they are not aware about what is blue ocean, right? And then you are totally blank at, okay, how to configure it. And it's such a simple basic configuration, that's it. So now you can see that, okay, my unit test cases are running and see the thing. My deployment is up and running and my function test cases are running. And meanwhile, speak means notification, send the Slack message. It's saying, okay, Slack message is absolutely fine. So I'll go to my Slack channel. And in my Slack channel, you can see this message over here at 9:55. Right now, what is the time? 9:56. Build and deployment is successfully done. Okay. And you come back over here and my deployment server is up and running. And my server is up and running. You go there and check the logs. You scroll down. My server is running on 3456. The Tomcat is started on 3456. So I'll go to my 3456 Tomcat localhost and see. This is a simple application that we have created actually. You can see that. My server is responding a JSON file over here. Or whatever your Okay, I'm not bothered about what exactly is responding, what kind of UI or something. It's a simple application which is returning a JSON over here, user information over here, right? So you can see the typical pipeline that I have created over here like this, right? Now, how to grade a Selenium? So let's see, I have an automation framework, and with respect to automation framework that I want to, first I want to build, then I want to execute on multiple browsers, and then I want to test it on the QA environment, and then I want to test it on a stage environment, and development team also, they want to use your framework and they want to execute on dev environment also. So how to do that? So for doing this, what I've done, I have already have this particular form framework available, okay, available with me in my repo. And here again, you see that, okay, there is no Jenkins file written over here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a pipeline for this repo. So for every single repo, you have to create a Jenkins file. Okay, one last thing that I missed to tell you, the Sonar Cube test got triggered, and then it will create a Sonar Cube. Okay, sorry, here. You just refresh it, and you will see the Sonar Cube Spring Boot demo got created. So this is a scored static analysis. I'm not sure about that. Okay, you guys are using static analysis or unit level test case coverage and all those things. So you can simple see it over here that, okay, it actually got triggered from my pipeline, and the complete static analysis and the code review. I mean, the code analysis and vulnerabilities, bugs, code smells, how many unit test cases that you have, everything is showing over here. This is something very, very important for a build and deployment pipeline point of view. This is called code coverage. We use SonarQube for that. And SonarQube is running on a separate cloud, on a separate machine over here. Okay, it's right now it's my local only. So you can see that, okay, a Spring demo, a project also got created like that. Now I come over here and then I'll show you, this is a repo. I want to create a pipeline for this guy also, right? For my automation project. So how exactly an automation guy can use it? So I'll go to, once again, Jenkins, go to the Jenkins homepage over here and click on new pipeline over here. Click on get once again. What is the repository URL? So this is the repository URL. Copy this guy and paste it over here. Click on create. Okay. And then click on create pipeline. And it will ask you, okay, what is the pipeline name? So let's say I want to give that, okay, I'll say that UI app demo for prom. Okay. Like this. What is the name you want to give? And then I click on save. So it's actually going to create the pipeline. So pipeline got completed, and you go to, and it's saying that, okay, hey, now start design the pipeline. So click on create pipeline, and here, what exactly you will see? You will see now you can start designing the pipeline over here, right? So I'm not going to design it once again because it will take time. So what I have done that, okay, I've already created a pipeline, and then I simple take a sample thing over here. So let's say first I want to build, and I want to execute on my Google Chrome, and then I want to publish some reports over here like this, or some more complex pipeline. Maybe I can take it something like this over here. Okay, just a second. Yeah, let's take this particular pipeline, copy this, and what you need to do that you simply go to refresh your page. Okay, so the moment you refresh your page, right now Jenkins file is not available. So what you can do, guys, you create a sample step over here. So let's say I'm simple randomly writing that, okay, my test step over here, click on save. Okay, it's saying some step over here. Let's see, I simple write, okay, click on save, and then commit to master, so that I wanted, okay, Jenkins file should be created in my repo so that I can edit it later. Or you can do one thing, you can directly, okay, create one Jenkins file in your Eclipse, and then you push your code over here. Okay, like this also you can do that. So, okay, it's, let's see the Jenkins file got created or not. So you can see that, okay, Jenkins file got created over here. And then this is whatever the echo test got created. But I don't want to use this step. This is just a dummy step. So I'm going to edit. So you simply go to edit and remove all these things. I want to create this guy. So same thing, build the dev. And what I want that, okay, first you clean install and then execute on Google Chrome. Maven test minus d env equal to QA environment and execute on Google Chrome. Then you build it on QA and Maven key install once again and then Chrome it on Google Chrome on QA environment and then do Google Chrome like this, and then on Firefox, do it on Firefox. And when you run on stage environment, I wanted, okay, on all the browsers I want to use it. So I want to execute on Firefox, Google Chrome, and Safari once again. Okay. So, and then finally I want to publish my Allure report as well over here. Okay. So let's commit the changes and then let's see how exactly it's going to structure the pipeline. So, okay. So first of all, refresh this particular page. So the moment you refresh, see this a sample, I mean not sample exactly, whatever that you have written in Jenkins, exact same thing is okay written over here, right? So it converts your Jenkins okay script into this particular format. So as I told you, on build dev environment, let's say this is your dev team environment, they just want to execute on Google Chrome. They don't want to execute on multiple browsers. On QA environment, they want to execute on Chrome and Firefox. On a stage, they want to execute on Firefox, Chrome, and Safari, and then finally publish the report and then done. Okay, so let's save it and then run it again. Okay, let me just, it's running on my local, right? So in local, it's a little slow. See, this is compulsory to learn these days. Okay, because it's not about that, okay, people will ask you at a time of interview, but it's all about the process. It's not about, okay, you have to be good in only automation and writing the script, but you should know about how to do such DevOps configuration, how to create the pipelines and all those things. So, okay, now I'll just refresh it and you see that, okay, my build got started. 1 second, let's just refresh. Okay, let me just go back and then you can see that this is, yeah. See, on build got started, it's running on Google Chrome and you can see that my Chrome just got executed and then closed. I'll show you once again, don't worry about that. Now, once your dev environment is done, please execute on Chrome and Firefox both. So let's wait over here. Okay, so you go to Chrome and on Chrome, it will execute on Google Chrome. So you can see that Chrome should be launched over here. It's a little slow, guys, because it's running on my local host, right? So it's too much. 1 second. See, you can see that my Google Chrome is getting launched and at the same time my Firefox is getting launched and it's just opening. See, so Firefox is running separately and Google Chrome is also running separately. It's just launching the browser, checking the title, and that's it. Okay, and then you see that and you just keep refreshing your pipeline, so it will give you the latest status, what is happening with the pipeline. Because I have to get so many pipelines, so it's running on my local. So let me do one thing, that go back and Jenkins. This Spring Boot is just, let me stop this. Okay, you can still see that, okay, the QA environment is done, Chrome and Firefox is done. Now it's running on Chrome, Firefox, and Safari in parallel. So this is parallel and this is sequence, guys. We create parallel jobs, and for every, see, it's running on my Firefox, and see, Safari also got launched. So this is my Safari browser, Google Chrome, okay, and like this. And once it launched the application, it will simple close the application, and you simple once again refresh it. It is auto refresh also, but it auto refresh takes time. So let's wait for some time. Let's run it again, refresh it again, and check the final status. Yes, see, On stage also, everything is working fine. Now it's publishing the report. And for publishing the report, it's saying that, okay, a layer report got generated successfully. And I'll show you the layer report. You go to, so a layer report will not be visible over here. So to see the layer report, what you have to do, you have to go to the classic mode. So go to the classic mode, and here you can see that a layer report got generated with the latest. So one test case got passed, and the same earlier report, suites, graphs, and all those things. There's a typical earlier report or extend report also you can also generate like that. Okay. So this is the thing, guys, that you can simply use it for your pipeline creation point of view. Now again, go back, and if you really want to switch between classic and this, you simply go to open Blue Ocean and go to this particular thing, go to the latest job that got created, and you can see the status over here like that. Okay, right? Interesting. Now, one last thing I'll tell you that, let me come over here. If you really want to do an extend report also, that also you can do that. So for extend report, you just need to add one more stage over here. So that you can try by your own. But this is something very interesting, guys. So multiple pipelines you can create like this, multiple configuration you can do that. And now let's say I want to edit it again. So simple click on edit, and now I want to, let's see, in between, I want to add one more thing, or let's say I want to add one more publishing report, or I want to do a Slack integration over here. So you simply click on plus, and there are multiple steps are available. You can select all the things over here. So there are number of things are available over here. Slack integration, I'm not going to tell you because it will take another 10 to 15 minutes. In the last QA meetup, Mukesh already explained about how to do a Slack integration. It's already available. The video is already available on my channel. It's very simple, hardly just a simple configuration. You need to generate a token, add it over there, and then you can push your reports, everything on Slack also like that. Okay. So this is something very important. You can delete the step also. You can customize it. Let's say I don't want to execute on Safari. My Safari on stage is not working. So simple delete it. The moment you delete it, guys, don't forget to save it. And you have to commit to the main branch, to the master branch in your repo. Okay. So it's a bi-directional commit is happening from your repo to Blue Ocean and Blue Ocean to repo also. So see again, and then again got started, and you simple come over here, you refresh this particular repo, and from stage environment, your Safari is deleted. So you can see that from stage, only Firefox and Chrome is available. That's it, right? And the same thing, earlier report also you can see. Tomorrow you want to generate extend report, you can add one more stage for extend report, save it, and then same thing will be reflected in Blue Ocean also. So it's bi-directional commit happening. Okay, so like this. Now, one last thing I'll tell you, and then I'll be done from my side. So I'll let me stop this again. Otherwise, it will keep executing it. So the moment you stop it, it will see skip all these things, and directly it is moving to end over here. Okay. Now, what you have to do? Let me go to this Jenkins, and this Spring Boot demo that I have shown you. Right? You simply go to edit. What I have done, you must be facing this particular problem that, okay, when you deploy your application, right? Because the moment I deploy my application, my Tomcat is up and running. Whatever the application server or web server is up and running, you cannot terminate this particular build. You cannot terminate this particular job. But at the same time, I want to execute my functional test cases. But once the deployment is done, then only I can do that. Are you getting my point, right? When your application, and the moment you hit the URL, then only I should execute my test cases. It's not like that, okay, your deployment is still under process and then you started your test cases. No, it should not be like this, right? So how to solve this problem? To solve this problem, you just need to write a shell script over here. So you should know about shell scripting, very important over here. Okay, if you are poor in shell scripting, you will find some difficulties to configure these complex jobs. Okay, I'm not that great in shell scripting, but I've used very frequently shell scripting, so I know some basic things. So you click on functional test. So this is the shell script that I have added over here. Now, if you know about API things, so let me come over here and I'll show you the shell script. See what I have done. I'll just copy this entire code and then I'll show you over here. So go to new file. Sorry. Okay. See, this is the code. This is a shell script I have written. What I'm saying is I've created a status variable. Success state is equal to 1, code equal to 200. So whenever I hit any URL through the backend APIs, I should always get a 200 OK, right? And I'm creating a while loop over here. I'm checking that, okay, if the status is not equal to status 1, right? If this condition is true, then you keep doing the curl command. Curl command means this is my Tomcat is running. And curl command is just like a postman call or just like an API call. It will give you one HTTP code, 200 or whatever. If it is equal to 200, then it's saying URL is worked. It means your Tomcat, your application is up and running. Otherwise, keep doing it. And I've given the sleep of 20 seconds. So I'm giving maximum 20 seconds to deploy, okay, my Tomcat, to start my Tomcat. And once this is done, I see that, okay, once your status is equal to 200, and you simply execute your UI test cases with Maven test. That's it. A simple configuration I have written over here. So this is a smart configuration. You just need to use it, these small things. So shell script is not for designing the framework. Shell scripting is always written, okay, used for DevOps. Shell and Python. These are the two most important languages you really need to know. You really need to learn if you really want to go towards DevOps. Because in DevOps, guys, they always deal with the Linux environment, Dockers, and everything. You should and Jenkins configuration. So you should be very strong in shell scripting. At least basic knowledge of shell scripting is very important, and all the Linux command and everything you should know about it. Okay, so in rest assured in Postman we do something different, right? HTTP client we do it different, but here we are using curl command, getting this, and this is the while loop we are starting over here. So that's it. Okay, so for this purpose we have to write a shell and then save it, and the same shell will be visible over here. Okay, you can simply go to this particular Jenkins. You can see whatever the shell that you have written, you will see it over here. So whenever you open your Jenkins file, right, guys, whenever you open your Jenkins file in your company, in your project, and DevOps people, they have created a Jenkins file over here, and having some shell script, try to understand what exactly they have written, because this is what, okay, is going to be executed in your Jenkins pipeline. And before that, you should practice about it, okay, how to create it. So please download this particular plugin. First of all, install Jenkins on your laptop. Now everyone should know about Jenkins. Download it, start using it, create the pipeline, and do bi-directional commit both the sides. Okay. So there are some other things also, some advanced things also. Maybe we can do it later, but I think for today's demo point of view, otherwise it will be too much for you guys. That's all from my side. Yeah, Jenkins is absolutely free. Okay, you can check.
Naveen, you can also show the Jenkins, pipeline. The moment we create pipeline, right, it gives multiple syntax. That you just need to select the drop downs. It will generate the pipeline code. So maybe you can show that feature as well. So in case if they want to write from the scratch, it
Okay.
will be helpful for them.
Okay, yeah, sure. I think that's a good idea. So what we can do that, simple go to Jenkins, click on new pipeline, and same thing. You have to follow the first thing over here. So Mukesh, what do you want? Like, you want me to create a Jenkins pipeline from the blue ocean or from?
Just so when you go with the normal Jenkins UI, the moment you create a job, right, where we create a Jenkins pipeline from the scratch. So it's actually Jenkins file we are writing. Automatically, Blue Ocean will convert into a pipeline. So go back to a classic Jenkins.
Okay, you mean to say classic Jenkins? Yeah.
Yeah. Go back to Jenkins. Create a new item.
Okay, from here. Okay, fine, sure. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, exactly same thing. You can do one thing. So this is the old Jenkins pipeline. Okay, you can do. Let's see. I'm creating a demo. Okay, P1, something like this, and click on pipeline and click on OK. So the moment you click on it, this UI is different. This entire page is different as compared to a typical Jenkins job, right? So here, what you have to do, you have to select this a pipeline script from SCM, or you can start writing a pipeline script over here. The way we have written over here, the exact thing you can write it over here. Okay, here. Or let's say you want to pipeline from the script from SCM. SCM means your source code management. From where you want to, okay, take it from Git, and what is the URL? So the same URL. Let's say I want to enter this particular URL, and you simple, sorry, okay, URL over here. Right now it's a public API, so you don't need to add it. So simple go to master. Just a second. Let me go there. Copy this particular URL, paste it. And right now we don't have any credentials because it's a public repository. And after that, what you can do that you simply go to script path is Jenkins file. So if you have Jenkins file is available in your Git repo, you can directly save it and automatically you can do it. And Jenkins guys, they have created one more syntax over here. This is called pipeline syntax. You click on pipeline syntax and let's say I want to generate my HTML reports. So here there are a lot of Slack plugins and everything is written over here. Okay, you can see that okay, Slack plugin is available. Let's say I want to publish my reports. So publish HTML reports, you can select what kind of report, in which directory you have. Let's say I have my build directory. What is the report name? Extend report.html, like this. What is the name you want to give? So all those names and everything you can do it, and then simple generate the pipeline script for you. So it will generate a simple pipeline script. Okay, you just simple copy this and start using it over here. Again, you simply click on configure and start using it over here. So from here also you can simple create it. So let's say I'll do one thing that I simple take one simple pipeline over here. Okay, let's say copy this entire stuff and instead of this I simple copy paste this particular pipeline, apply and save it. Okay, and you simply go to demo one and go to open blue ocean. Okay, you simple run it and whatever that you have created over there in the normal pipeline script, the same thing will be visible over here like this. Although my build app got failed, but you can see the pipeline got created and later on you can fix it whatever the problem it is. Okay, so it's vice versa always. Okay, so see guys, it's a huge topic. It's not we cannot continue, I mean we cannot cover everything in 30-40 minutes, but there are so many things. There are other things also. There are so many other configuration also you can do it, but at least whatever we have covered, I tried my best to okay, at least this is something important for you. Every QA automation engineer should know about it. Okay, cool. So Mukesh, that's all from my side. Do you have anything to tell?
Yeah. Oh, no, no, I'm also done from my side. So I saw a couple of questions regarding tag UI. So guys, whatever questions you have asked, maybe we can take separate in a separate thread, or you can ask us through the email because it's almost like 1 hour 20 minutes. But yeah, overall I can say whatever changes you want to do in tag UI, okay, you can write a JavaScript. So where they have conditional statement, okay, loop statements, try catch, whatever JavaScript you have, so you can customize it. When it comes to framework, again, yes, you can create a small framework. It is just we have given you an entry point from where you can start, and exploration, okay, the implementation part you can just explore and you can implement based on your requirement. Okay,
Exactly.
but still if you have any other questions, maybe we can discuss after this session, sometimes over the email or maybe once we go live.
Yeah, we can take it. I think we
So
can
Naveen,
take 1 hour
yeah,
session only for questions and answers because it's really difficult to
yeah,
manage, along with the demo and then people are asking different questions also. But yeah, definitely
yeah,
plan something, in the next webinar. And guys, one more thing that you
yeah,
guys
because
can also suggest that, okay, on which topic, which is actually useful for all, which is a very common, famous, popular topic, we just mail me and Mukesh, let us know so that we can plan something on this and then we can do it.
yes, because sometimes it's very tough to select the topic because we have multiple topics, but it should fit or it should be, of your interest. It should be helping you because there's so many things to cover from our side. But until unless it is not helping you, okay, our effort will go into a waste. So if you tell us on which topic you want, we can put more focus on that particular area, okay, and we can come up with new interesting scenarios and the demos.
Exactly, yeah. So that will be, I think, more interesting stuff because I have seen a lot of other webinars. People are, talking about the typical same stuff. How to use this, how to use this. I mean, how to generate reporting and all that we have already seen. There are so many videos are available on our channels also. So we want the purpose of these webinars means like, something interesting, something out of the box, something very which is useful for all, which is common for all, not only for a specific group, not only for C# or Python, but it's common for all. That is the main purpose of these webinars. Okay, cool. So I think that's all. It's already 10:22. We are already getting late in India. So, Mukesh, anything else? I think we are
Yes.
done.
No, no. Yeah, we are done, guys. So thank you so much. Again, we have we got some more extension from COVID-19. So again, we have more 18 days. So spend your time on some learning, and if possible, again come up with a new webinar if possible. And wishing you happy learning, and we'll catch you later. That's all from my side.
Thank you so much. And guys, be safe, stay
Thank
safe,
you. Thank you.
take care of you and your family.
Thank you.
And keep learning,
Bye.
keep watching
Yeah.
Mukesh Otwani channel and Naveen Automation Labs also. Okay, thank
Yeah,
you so much.
thank you. Thanks, everyone.
And
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Mukesh.
guys. You guys are really
Thank
doing a
you,
great
Jenkins.
job.
Naveen.
Thank
Thanks a
you.
lot.
Thank you,
Thanks,
if you
everyone.
want to say something, guys, I'm going to stop the recording.
Good night, Mukesh.